Hello, everybody. This is Noah and John, and we are from UrbanDigs, and it is Monday, so you're going to get your Brooklyn weekly market update, Johnny. Let's start with actively updated supply in Brooklyn, 2,788. Show me that chart.
And that's a slight tick down by about 0.5%, maybe. And 11 listings, if you want to get pedantic. We've probably seen the high point in Brooklyn supply, and it's no surprise here that as we enter the summer, it's starting to slowly lower itself.
Yeah, I don't know if buyers want to hear that, John. I know they think the market's changing, but you know what? As we get into the summer in Manhattan and Brooklyn, we just tend to see lower and lower new listing activity until we get after Labor Day, and we get the new wave coming in. So it is what it is. We'll report on it and see what's happening. Let's move on to Brooklyn demand. Johnny, pending sales 3,248. Show me that chart.
Yeah, so that's down 1%. Last week it was up 1%. So we're back down to, the seasonality is back in play here, down another percent. And, again, like supply, I expect pending to kind of just, keep on ebbing as we enter summer here.
Yeah, I think we're going to go into a slow grind down here. I hate to say it, but I mean, I just don't see any impetus to bring in demand that's relatively stronger than what we just been through over the last 17, 18 months. I mean, that was quite something. And nothing goes in a straight line forever. So this is normal for markets to do. Let it correct itself, let it play itself out, and we'll be on top of it the entire time. In the meantime, I'll look at the market pulse. We're still well over 1 here, Johnny. Yep. So, I mean, it's not like Brooklyn is just a buyer's market at all. That's not the case. But let's go to the weeklies and see if there's any clues there, Johnny. I'm looking at Brooklyn supply, 216 things on a weekly pace. Show me that chart.
Yeah, and this is kind of where you're seeing that shift, right? So it was, down 3.5% from the week before. And basically most of these weeks, when they're up, they're slightly up. And when they're down, they're kind of big on the downside. So we're really coming into summer here. This is the crunch. And we said with supply, like we really don't expect supply, especially in the weekly level, to really start ticking up anything meaningful until September or so. So par for the course, but get used to sort of these low numbers on supply.
Yeah, I hear you, but it is what it is. All right, moving on to contract sign, Johnny. Weekly demand from Brooklyn, 141 things. That looks like it's down notable, around 20%. Johnny, show me that chart.
It is. And this is one of the lowest numbers we've seen this year. You'd probably have to go back to early January, maybe late December even to see something like this. So again, we're in the summer doldrums here, and I don't really expect this number is probably going to oscillate around here, but get used to it for now. This is just a slower deal volume.
Yeah, you got the holidays, you got people going away in the summertime. I mean, this is what we're dealing with here, but we have to also figure out, is this just a seasonal slowdown or is there something more macro to this? And I think people know our stance at this point. There definitely is some macro to this, but one element of the whole macro equation that is probably going to put a floor on wherever the sales market goes. I mean, I don't think this is the big one. You know what I'm saying? I think this is just going to be a correction and that we're going to get through this. We're going to power on as the years play out. But you look at the rental market, and we reported on the rental market in Manhattan on Friday. Now we're looking at the rental market in Brooklyn, Johnny. And I mean, I don't even know what to say when I'm looking at it. This is like a runaway. Yeah.
You're seeing the same kind of curve, right? It's sort of everything was okay, right? Hanging in there, and then everything just cranked right up.
Yeah, and I don't know what to say. I mean, I don't know if you had a 2-year or a year and a half, you're lucky enough to do a 2-year lease or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Right in the height of the whole pandemic. I know landlords weren't getting out those long-term leases, but if you did, now you're doing a lease renewal. I mean, your eyes got to be just like popping, saying, what is going on here? Look at these rents. Look at where it's going. Look at the activity that's going on. I do see a little bit of a gap between the listings and the lease activity. So I'm not so sure if Brooklyn's supply is maybe slowly rising right now. We don't have that chart. I know Manhattan didn't have those kind of gaps right now.
Right.
But this is across the board, Johnny, especially when I break this down by bed count on a year-over-year percentage basis.
Right. And the thing is, I mean, look at those larger bed counts, right? The 2 and the 3 bedrooms. That's where you're seeing some really massive rent increases, right? And that's no surprise. And I think we've seen the same thing in Manhattan too, which is like the larger unit you have, the fewer of them there are, and the more expensive they're going to be. And the problem is when you're in this sector, you're really caught between a rock and a hard place, because this is the sector that's going absolutely gangbusters in sales, and that's slowed down, but that slowdown hasn't yet happened. It's not a visceral slowdown yet for the buyer. It's not like you can just walk out there and, grab a 2-bedroom for 20% off. That's just not happening. It's like, maybe you'll have a one-on-one negotiation, but then if you decide to switch to the rental sector, I mean, you're facing these prices. I mean, you're in a tough spot.
Yeah, and I don't know if this is going anywhere for the next couple of months. Like it feels like the trader in me feels like this is the blow off top kind of a thing. You know what I'm saying? It happens like right before the end of the move, kind of like how Q1 we saw a little blow off top in price action, and that turned out to be the peak, of course. But I don't see the fundamentals of it. It's a slow train. I don't see it shifting overnight or anything like that. And not only that, but investors got to be interested in our market when this kind of thing comes on. Right? If you're looking to put some money to work and it hasn't been working anywhere else, I know there's a negative wealth effect, Johnny, but I mean, cap rates are going to be on the rise in both Brooklyn and Manhattan, right as the sales market is coming down and those rents are soaring and cap rates are going to be rising. And now you have another element to the equation coming back to our market that we did not have for the last couple of years, and those are the investors. And that's how this thing kind of works, and it feeds on itself. So I'm confused. I'm confused on this. The way I put the whole pieces together is the rental market's going to do what it's going to do for probably another couple of months. If you're looking for a slowdown in the rental market, you're probably going to have to wait till fall or winter. I don't know. And if the sales market, quite frankly, if I'm looking at fall, winter, I think that's a beautiful time to look at, to focus for putting a bid.
Yeah, I agree with you. And I think when you look at what the rental market is doing, bear in mind, it's still June, right? This is our last June report. FYI, we probably won't do one next Monday because it's July 4th. So happy 4th of July, everybody, early. But we're getting into July, we're getting into August, right? These are the times when the rental market's historically at its peak. So you're absolutely right. I expect this trend to continue. And if you're going to try to hold out for lower rents, I mean, something macro is going to have to break in order for that to happen. And I just don't see it in the dynamics inside themselves right now.
Yeah, that's a very good point. Johnny Walkup, thank you for pulling up all that data and all the charts on this Brooklyn market. I am Noah Rosenblatt. We are both from UrbanDigs. Don't forget, you guys got questions, we got answers. We got our forum right down over there. And if you guys want any of the reports that Johnny whipped up, they're going to be posted right over here in our premium reports and services section. Other than that, this has been your Brooklyn Weekly Market Update. We'll catch you next time.